Hey everybody, Adam from Daggerfish here with a little supplementary video with more information from our new book about handline fishing. This video is about how to respool your handline. And I'm going to show you guys a couple little tricks in doing this, but I also want to talk about one thing that isn't covered in the book, which is what to do if you have a tangle on your line. So tangles with handlines occur when there's a loop of line that gets kind of caught underneath the leading edge. So if I can create a little tangle here, I'll show you what I mean. Let's see if we can get that out. And yeah, so if I pull one of the loops from the back forward, it'll end up tangling up like this. And sometimes this will happen, you know, if you're reeling quickly or something like that. This looks like a real mess, but it's actually really easy to fix. All you need to do is keep pulling line straight off the top of the reel, and you'll see that eventually that will straighten back out into a single loop of line. This bird's nest here, this can be cut off, or typically if the tangle is not too bad, you can respool and kind of shake out that line as you go and salvage a lot of the line that is coming off there. So if you get a tangle, that's a really easy way to deal with that problem. We're going to use that same technique of pulling line straight off the top of the reel to begin respooling. So we call this flaking. I find it easiest to do this if you just hold your reel upside down, stand over a trash can, and just pull straight off the top of the reel like this. You'll see the line will want to come off, especially if you're using heavyweight line like this. And after a minute or two, you'll be able to flake off all that line into a wastebasket. When you get to the bottom, you'll see a little arbor knot that is tying the line to the spool. You can, if this is a lightweight line, typically break that. Otherwise, just kind of loosen it and remove the line completely from the reel. Discard this, and now you're ready to begin respooling. We're going to use a really heavyweight line for respooling here. Typically you would use something between 6 and 15 pound test for a hand reel like this. It's also the case that we don't typically recommend you use anything besides mono. High quality mono is really the easiest line to use with hand lining. Braided and fluorocarbon don't perform quite as well for reasons that we go into in the book here. Okay, so to get started, we're going to tie a new arbor knot on with this line. To do that, I'm going to set my reel down, loop my line underneath it, and see if I can do this so you guys can see. I will bring the line up, and I'm going to tie an overhand knot in this line so that it goes around both parts of the line. So both the standing in here leading from the reel and the tag end. I'm going to cinch that down, and then I'm going to tie another knot just in the tag end here. If you want more detailed, zoomed in versions of this, we have photos of how to do this inside of the book, as well as links to that back on our website. Okay, so we've tied our two knots. I'm going to trim off the excess line here. And now I'm going to wet these knots, make sure that they are still around my reel, and then I'm just going to kind of pull and work those knots in until they cinch up on the bottom of the reel here. You guys will see that in most new Daggerfish hand lines, there's a little groove at the bottom designed to capture that line. So cinch that down right in the groove, and now you're ready to begin respooling. To respool, we're going to use the same reeling techniques that we use when we're bringing in a fish or drawing in our line. So that is reel hand on the handle, line hand gently pinching the line to guide it on, and then we're going to start rotating to work that line around the reel. You'll notice that my line hand is staying pretty still, but all the rotation is coming from my reel hand. I'm letting this line unspool kind of naturally from the resupply reel here. And this is going to get a little twisted as we go through. This line hand is straightening and adding just a little bit of tension to stretch it just a bit as it's going onto the reel here. When you're respooling, you want to move up and down the spool of your reel pretty evenly so that the line lays flat. You don't want big bulges anywhere on the line, as those can cause miscasts. However, one thing that I like to do when I get started is I like to bury the arbor knot at the bottom so that it also does not snag my line when I'm casting. I'll show you guys how I do that. After I've gotten the line started, I'll come down and I will do several wraps right at the base of the reel to cover that arbor knot. Now, this is a very big knot because we're using very heavy lines, so it's not going to get completely covered, but I think you guys get the idea. The more that you can cover this arbor knot, just working at the base of the reel here, the less likely it is it's going to catch on anything. Once you get a bit of line mounded up here, you'll need to even it out, and so again, moving up and down the spool, straightening that line as it's coming off of your resupply reel. You're just going to work your way up and down, and after a few minutes, you'll have plenty of line respooled on this reel for many, many more fishing trips. Here's what that's going to look like when you're all done. So you'll notice a nice flat lay here across the reel. Yours may not look quite as neat and clean as this. That's okay. You just want to strive for that nice flat lay of the line here. So that's it. That's how easy it is to respool a hand line. If you'd like more information about handline fishing, go check out our new handline fishing field manual. It covers all sorts of techniques about handlining and all the stuff associated with it. You can find a link to the book in the description below this video and download it from our website. See you there.